scène Kotar, épisode 0. Let's go. Ok, alors game option, language, French. Et on a la bonne résolution. Belle partie.
Father, please don't leave. It's dark. The witch could be hiding in here. Don't do this. I'm sorry if I have sinned. I didn't mean to, please.
Déplacer le curseur avec la souris. Stick gauche de la manette, cliquez sur le bouton. Ah oui. Maintenant, foncez le bouton droit de la souris avec la gâche. D'accord. C'est nuit. Chandelle.
Mother has dozens of the same in her room. Each has an engraving with a big scary eye inside a triangle. My old nightstand. Mother said they threw it away. There's a matchbox inside the drawer.
Boîte d'allumettes.
I can now try to light up the room.
Hey! Where are you?
Mother, I'm in the basement.
For God's sake, you'll get sick in that place. Get out immediately.
Ouais, le basement, ça veut dire la cave. Ok.
You in there? Why would you do that, Joseph?
It's his behavior that did that to him.
It was good all day. He helped me with the wheat and the food and...
And he talked to a kid at the funeral.
When did this happen? I didn't see him.
Of course you didn't. Because you don't care of this man.
Putain, je suis sorti de l'écran.
I should lock you all downstairs. You all need to learn. Where is she? Where's our daughter?
Cliquez sur le bouton gauche de la souris, appuyez sur la touche 20. Sur pas. Comment ça? Ok, boîte d'allumettes. Chandelle.
Mother has dozens of the same in her room. Each has an engraving with a big scary eye inside a triangle.
Donc si je prends les allumettes pour la chandelle.
Help! Mother! Help me!
Quel enfer. Double-cliquez sur le bouton gauche de la souris, appuyez 2 fois rapidement sur la touche. Ok.
You silly.
Escalier.
What are you doing? It's me. I'm sorry. I thought you were that witch. How many times do I have to tell you? Witches don't exist. And it's just the two of us here. Why are you here?
I heard Father talking to himself before going to get you in your room. So I ran here and hid.
But why? You know he's going to be very angry at you once he finds out.
Because I've promised I wouldn't let you be alone in the dark again. And when I promise something...
You never break a promise. I know. I'm glad you were here. I can't forget our aunt's white face.
Me neither. She looked so different. Her head was so bloated and pallid. And her eyes and hair, so dark.
The curse did that to her.
Don't be ridiculous. She's at peace now. That's all that matters.
I hope she is. You're wrong. Father would never lie to us.
Je crois qu'il n'y a pas d'importance dans le choix des dialogues en vrai.
About the witch that cursed our bloodline.
He's just trying to scare us with stories so we don't do anything wrong. And today you did wrong, so he punished you by locking you down here in the dark.
What did I do? I still don't understand.
You talked to that tall boy. Don't you remember? We are not allowed to talk to other people anymore. They are evil.
I thought that meant we must avoid adults. How am I supposed to make friends then?
Mother said we have each other and God. She's right. I don't think we need anyone else.
Your aunt was once such a beautiful woman, full of life, a perfect creation of God. But her fate was nothing more than a Sunday morning rite, and the witch's curse just a fairy tale story. Evil is everywhere, my dear children. It is hiding in the shadows of this world. It takes form of animals, and it possesses people.
Father, please forgive.
You should look up to your sister. Unlike you, she values God and this family.
It's my fault he went to talk to that boy. I ignored him because I was looking into the coffin and I lost sense of time.
I beg you, don't hurt him anymore.
You must learn to be alone with God. You must learn. You all must learn what true faith is.
It was just a dream. I often think about that peculiar day. But I've never relived it so vividly in my dreams. Why now? Why in this place? I need my glasses. I can't even think without them.
Aveugleman. Ok, passeport, rosaire. Sol.
Ah, here they are. Fallen to the floor, but still intact. Thinking of the dream I had, I don't remember going to sleep at all. We came in, and then we came in. Victoria and Nikolai went upstairs to prepare for the castle, and then nothing. I must have fainted. I have to talk to Victoria at once.
Ok. Dehors, bénitier, lampe, tableau.
I checked it last night. It's useless. There's not enough oil inside. This woman eerily reminds me of Victoria.
En forme bro. En forme panos.
Is this meant to represent a basin? Like at the entrance of a church?
Que des jeux d'horreur en ce moment.
Blasphemy. That's not holy water for sure. It has a weird smell. Looks disgusting. I'm staying away from it. That's not holy water for sure. It has a weird
Un vrai regain
smell. Looks
de
disgusting. I'm staying away from it.
Une vraie demande de jeux d'horreur, hein, puisque le nombre de jeux d'horreur qui sortent.
That's not holy water for sure. It has a weird smell. Looks disgusting. I'm staying away from it.
Oh, GG ça.
A cold black fireplace that hasn't been used.
De toute
in
façon,
ages.
ces gars, ils font
Same
typiquement
feeling I'm getting
des...
from the rest of the house.
En vrai, le genre de jeu qu'ils font maintenant, ça se marie bien en vrai avec Microsoft. Hein. Tous les Total War, tous les jeux d'ingénieurs, de simulation là. Ils les ont pas rachetés comme Bethesda.
The same feeling I'm getting from the rest of the house.
Putain, les glauques, ça baraque là. Hein.
Nikolai?
Yes, Benedict?
Ah, de toute façon, ouais, dès que t'as du shooter, de la visée, comme la souris, ces panneaux, ça... Le système de pointage, comme c'est beaucoup plus agréable, quoi. Bon, t'as les gâchettes, tu vois, pour la visée auto, genre, mais bon. C'est pas le même feel play qu'avec un vrai système de pointage, en vrai.
Where's Victoria?
I don't know.
J'ai le reflet de l'écran, là, ça me casse les... Là, normalement... Un peu... Faut jouer dans une cave, bordel. Cave gaming.
Do you have the slightest idea why Victoria rented this dreary house?
I don't even know how she found it.
Looks like the owner is some kind of artist. Or is at least convinced to be. Very morbid taste. Strange figures.
I agree. I've never seen so many masks in my life. Especially not placed on walls.
That's a strange painting.
It is. Take a better look at it, and tell me what you see.
Why?
Please, do as I say. I'll get to the point.
Ah, ça, des jeux d'horreur comme ça encore, j'aime bien. Que t'as le côté enquête là, tu vois, point and click.
Codex Niva, Heart of Pagopice, and Dino Tominic. I've never heard of these works.
Volaille. Tableau. C'est quoi le point de cerveau là? Parler à Victoria. D'accord, c'est mes objectifs en vrai. Rideau.
Please, don't. I tried opening them, but the light was just too strong for my eyes.
A yellow blanket, wrinkled only on one side of the bed.
Bol, peinture d'arbre, armoire.
A giant bowl made out of clay, filled with what seems to be some type of oil. It's a giant tree with dozens of corpses hanging from its branches, and skulls that feed its roots.
C'est quoi cette maison de l'enfer là? Armoire.
All I see here is a lonely coat rack. A cold black fireplace that hasn't been used in ages. The same feeling I'm getting from the rest of the house.
Je pense que je peux sortir là. Hein. Non.
It's locked. Victoria or Nikolai must have found the key and locked it while I was asleep.
Elle est où, bordel? Je peux prendre la lampe peut-être? Ah oui, il y a de l'huile au-dessus.
I checked it last night.
Prendre de l'huile dans le bol, non? Une machine à coups de singère, bordel. Quel enfer. Bol.
A giant
Bible, rosaire, passeport.
It's a personal document that allows... It repels the darkness and keeps its fiends away from me. I still remember my father's exact words. This Bible is part of your body now. At all costs, you must keep it until death comes.
Je suis dans la première pièce du game, je suis déjà bloqué. Quel enfer. Livre.
Codex Niva.
Codex Niva, on a déjà vu. J'avais des arrière-grands-parents, ils habitaient une vieille maison. On dirait une maison de putain, bordel. Tu l'as conservé ou quoi? Fait un studio de streaming dedans. Ça, je suis sûr, ça cartonnerait sur internet, Panos. Tu fais un studio de stream dedans. Et t'enregistres les... Et comme les Américains, là, les chasseurs de fantômes. Mais ça sur Twitch, tu... Et t'habites, tu vis dedans. Ça, je suis sûr, ça marche à 2000%. Dans l'ancienne maison, il y avait 2 personnes qui s'étaient suicidées. Si j'ai... Ah bah tu m'étonnes. C'est normal, hein. Ils se sont suicidés comment? Ils se sont pendus ou quoi? Dans la baignoire? Dans l'appart que j'avais avant, il y a eu un suicide en face. En fait, tous les voisins en face, devant et derrière, ils se sont suicidés. Pas à la même époque, tu vois, mais... Ils se sont butés. Un dans la baignoire. Il s'est ouvert les veines dans la baignoire. Un jeune genre de 25 ans. Quel enfer.
A yellow blanket, wrinkled only on one side of the bed.
Peinture d'arbre, porte-manteau. Putain, mais comment je fais pour voir... Y a moyen d'ouvrir les rideaux, là?
Please, don't.
Do you have the key to the house? The door appears to be locked.
I don't know where the key is.
Il sait pas où est la clé. Sous le tapis, non, peut-être? À l'entrée? Dans un pot de fleurs? Dans la cheminée, dans le bénitier. On a déjà regardé là-dedans.
A cold black, the same. That's not holy water for sure. Those tall, dark trees strike me with dread. The path ends abruptly.
Ah ouais, putain, derrière un tableau. Cette idée de génie.
This woman eerily reminds.
Il y en avait un au-dessus aussi. Attends, je remonte. Là, il y a un tableau, là. Oh, yes.
Main eyes at the edge of a wicked soul. A snake-like mouth implies a man who cannot be trusted, at the very least. That is not a mere shadow. It's a symbol of darkness, of evilness devouring this lost man.
Paul. Livre. Dans le livre?
Codex.
Non. Porte-manteau.
If we don't find a civilized way to get out of here soon, this rack could come in handy to do it by force. A giant... It's a giant... A yellow blanket, wrinkled only on one side of the bed.
Please, don't.
Regardez la peinture de plus
I've
près.
taken a closer look at the painting.
You don't recognize this man?
I've never seen him before.
And nothing happened to you by looking at him?
Why would anything happen to me?
Last night, after your sister and I came upstairs, she was getting ready for the castle, and I was standing right
Je crois que c'est
here.
des chasseurs de fantômes, non?
I wonder, yesterday when we boarded the train, was anyone else in our cabin?
haven't answered. Why would anything happen to me? What's wrong with this painting?
I don't know yet. Please, just follow me as I go over yesterday's events. I'll get to the point.
Just the three of us.
But once the train left Budapest, wasn't there a man who came in?
By placing the sign, "Do Not Disturb" on our doorknob, I made sure this wouldn't happen. The only time that door opened was when the conductor peered in to tell us we have arrived at our destination.
And when we left the train station, no one was following us? Didn't Victoria notice him?
Notice whom? Your dear wife was over the moon to have finally arrived at Sveti Kotar. She couldn't stop talking about the place, but said nothing about anyone following us.
Right. And on our way to the house, we stopped at the square. There was a strange ritual taking place, with a gigantic effigy. What was it like?
And what about the mass of hooded people that gathered there? It was a dreadful scene.
I remember the goosebumps when hearing the crowd pray as one voice, though.
Let me tell you what happened after that. We found the path which led us to this house. What happened when Victoria knocked?
Well, we realized the door was actually ajar.
And the owner wasn't here. Just silence. Dead awful silence. It gave me chills.
Ça se fait que mon truc de webcam tourne. Ok, c'est bon. C'est juste une coche.
Once we entered the house, what did you and your wife do?
I said it before. We went upstairs to prepare for the castle exhibition.
Leaving me to wander alone downstairs in complete darkness. You found nothing odd about the house being empty and unlocked?
I did, but Victoria said it's nothing to worry about. So I just followed her.
We never went to the castle?
You don't remember?
We don't remember?
Victoria dragged me into this town to make me attend that piddling exhibition in the castle. We never went there, did we? Which means I left the monastery only to spend a horrible night in this house. The last thing I remember is searching for a light. And then nothing.
What do you mean?
I mean, everything after was only a dream. But I don't even remember going to sleep.
We both fell into an inexplicable void. Something is terribly wrong here.
Tell me what happened last night. What's wrong with this painting? And where's Victoria?
I'm afraid I don't have the answers. What happened is that while I was waiting for her to
Ah,
get
genre il
ready,
les visite
my
dans
attention
les
was
rêves
drawn
en
by
vrai je
this
crois.
painting. Next moment, I was seeing myself relive
Il
yesterday's
visite les
events
esprits dans les rêves.
with one difference. The man in the
Quel
painting
enfer.
was there the whole time.
The whole time?
He was in our cabin, and he was that gigantic effigy the inhabitants set on fire. Shortly afterwards, he emerged from the crowd in human form again, unchanged, and then led us towards the house. Once we got here, he jumped on my back and asked me to carry him upstairs. I was happy. I felt like a father carrying his own child.
Carrying this being on your back must have some weird symbolic meaning.
He was holding so tightly that I could feel his long and sharp fingernails penetrate my throat. After we finally got upstairs, I was so upset and in pain that I had to throw him off. I quickly turned around to reprimand him and instead saw a human-sized crow with no eyes and a blood-stained beak.
With
It
no
croaked at
eyes.
me and then soared inside the painting. I wanted to run off, but couldn't. I was in shock, too terrified. That was the moment I woke on the bed, fully dressed and disoriented. Victoria wasn't here.
Victoria
Why
wasn't
did you
here.
ask me all those strange questions about yesterday?
I had to separate the dream from the real, as the dream was startlingly real.
Startlingly real, just like my own dream. We should leave this accursed house at once.
After I woke, I noticed Victoria didn't even sleep on this bed. So I went downstairs to check if she was there, perhaps. I found only you, still asleep on the couch, and the door locked. That's when I started to think.
We have to force our way out of here because we don't have the key.
We are guests in this house, and needless to say, men of God. We must leave without doing any damage. I've already searched this floor for a key, and tried to open the balcony door, but it's locked or stuck in some way.
What about the windows?
Strangely enough, or maybe for a good reason, they are made in a way that prevents them from being opened. Stay here, and give it a second look. Whatever you can find that could help us. I'm going downstairs to check. Force should be our last resort to leave. Or maybe we get lucky and Victoria comes back in the meantime.
Let's hurry up then.
Just don't look at the man in the painting again. We don't want to risk anything.
Ok, donc je peux ouvrir le rideau là.
I need light.
Le rideau.
It's written in an ancient alphabet, which I don't understand. Could this be the name of the man on the painting? It's written. Could this?
Vous pouvez passer d'un personnage jouable à l'autre lorsque vous les voyez. Essayez d'en changer à présent en cliquant et en appuyant sur le portrait grisé en plus petit ou consultez l'aide du menu. Porte. Une manière de sortir de la maison. Ah oui, je peux switcher de perso.
I didn't notice. I don't like. I don't need them. It's locked.
Et la clé.
It doesn't look inviting, but I think I see something in there.
I'm pretty sure it's not locked, but rather just stuck. Not sure what's the cause, because both sides of the door are heavily grimed from the outside. I should stay on this floor and try to...
Sous la porte.
It looks like mud.
Le temps de comprendre et je pense que ça peut être un bon petit jeu.
How did it end up on a balcony?
Ah, je pense qu'il est... De tous les jeux d'horreur que j'ai fait dernièrement, je pense que c'est le meilleur celui-là. Le fait qu'il y ait le... Ne serait-ce qu'il y ait tous les mécanismes de point and click là. Rien que ça déjà, c'est cool.
It looks like mud. It has a sickly odor. How did it end up on a balcony? If I could push it back with a stick or something similar, I might be able to open the door.
Ok, il me faut un truc pour repousser. Le porte-manteau peut-être.
Forgive me, God, but I must take this. I think it'll fit perfectly under the balcony door. It looks... If I could... I should contemplate more about this decision. It looks like mud. If I could put...
Je l'ai. Porte-manteau. Sous la porte, ah voilà.
I was right. It fits perfectly underneath. Looks like there's mud on the outside. That should be enough to open the door. My God. Nikolai, come upstairs quickly. You must see this.
Coming!
Ils ont trouvé un
Come
morbac,
closer.
je crois.
Take a look at this. It's my turn to demand something from you now. Take a good look at the balcony.
Oh, God.
C'est quoi, un corbac de mort? Substance non identifiée.
What is this? It looks like a mixture of earth, blood, and
Flesh.
all crows look exactly the same to me. But this one seems to be missing its eyes.
Indeed. Just like the one in your dream.
A rotten wooden stick. I don't need it. Have you noticed these marks on the door? They were unnoticeable with the door closed.
I don't think these are just random marks. It's a symbol. And it looks like it was made by sharp fingernails.
Un corbac mutilé.
You understand now why I wanted to leave the moment I saw this house?
Calm down, Benedict.
I am calm, but we both don't remember what happened here, and we both had horrible dreams. And now this. Can you still smell that sickly odor? Don't you see the connection with your dream?
Personne baille
Maybe
comme ça.
I
Personne.
opened the door last night and saw the crow's head. It could be the reason why I had that dream.
Doubtful. Something else is at work here. The crow looks like it's been recently decapitated, and the mud is still wet. Don't you wonder who did this? And why?
I can't think clearly in here. I found a key inside the stoop.
The key to the entrance door? Inside the stoop?
I believe so. Haven't tried it yet.
At least I won't have to walk over the devilry on the balcony, and risk an injury by jumping below.
You think Victoria could be responsible?
If it wasn't you, or even me, who else could have done it? The man from the painting?
I knew it. Come on. You really think she's capable of such a thing? What's the matter with you?
She may be my sister, but I don't know her anymore. I do know she's playing with things she doesn't understand.
Things she doesn't understand?
Things no one should understand. The symbol, the decapitated head, blood and flesh.
You mean with occultism?
Witchcraft, I believe. She's playing the role of a witch to play with me, unaware of the consequences that will inevitably come.
My wife is not a saint, but to think she's practicing demonic things is insane. You think she made us forget last night and influenced our dreams?
No, but she's the one who picked this house. Not you, and certainly not me. That was a deliberate choice with a plan.
And what would that plan be?
I think the castle
C'est
exhibition
de la
was just
magie
a
vaudou,
lure.
bordel.
Her real intention was to drag me into this town to play with my beliefs and fears.
You really don't know her anymore. What happened between the two of you? She doesn't want to tell me.
She became the same person our aunt was. Godless and incredulous about our father's words. Hopefully he's at a place where he found peace, unaware of my sister's thoughts and acts.
The key I found downstairs is probably the key of the main door.
You already revealed your suspicion about the key. Why are you mentioning it again?
If the key is here, where is Victoria?
I don't know and I don't care. She could have locked the door from the inside, left the key, and then jumped from the balcony.
That's my point. It doesn't make any sense. Why would she do that?
I think she found a second key, because no footprints are visible in the mud outside. She didn't jump from the balcony.
Something else must have happened. Let's go outside and make a plan to find Victoria. Our minds are being suffocated in here.
No, I've had enough of talking, and I don't intend to search for her. I'm leaving this town at once.
You can't just leave. She's your sister, for God's sake.
She stopped being that a long time ago. Just look around and think about everything we discussed today.
I'll say it again. Something else must have happened. There must be a logical explanation to all of this.
Elle a invoqué le démon, bordel. Elle s'est fait bouffer.
Why did you even agree to come here?
Obviously, I wanted to see and feel what it looks like in hell.
I'm not in the mood for joking. Why? She mentioned she had to talk to your superior in the monastery.
And what else could she do? After I declined, the only way to have it her way was to persuade Father Imre. He must have given her his blessings only because of the assignment he had for me. Talk to the local priest about the town. See, there's nothing in the official Vatican archives about Sveti Kotar. And after coming here, I think I know why. Can we go downstairs now? I have a train to catch. I need to find that priest before then.
I'll accompany you, my brother. It's a small town. We should be able to find Victoria along our way. I don't want to look.
Culture.
I must have seen this face before.
Bon, vu qu'il a la clé. Non, il a pas la clé?
It's locked.
Et si, il a la clé. Les portes.
Before we step outside, you have to promise that once we find your sister, you'll talk to her. There must be no arguments or secrets in this family.
Why do I have a feeling you are not leaving with me?
Can't you reevaluate your decision?
I'm leaving, Nikolai.
We never planned to leave the next day. Didn't she tell you? This house was rented for 3 nights.
She did not. So much about having no secrets between us. Please, leave me alone.
Good day, gentlemen.
Good day, sir.
My name is Martin Mostov. I am a detective in the service of the town of Sveti Kotar.
Putain, il lui manque un morceau de crâne. Et son cerveau, il est où alors? Il est compressé, genre? Dans cette zone? Ce crâne, quel enfer. Je suis inspecteur au service de la ville de Svetikota.
How can we help?
Is there anyone else inside the house?
No one. It's just me and him. Why?
Where's the woman?
The house is empty. What's going on?
We came here looking for a woman, only to find 2 scared men.
Il a pris un obus sur le côté droit, quoi.
And who's the man in your company?
Dr. Eric Khatur.
Doctor? Mr. Hatur, is somebody hurt?
Dr. Khatur is the warden of the asylum. He helps the local police force with his knowledge of the mind.
Not a man of words, Dr. Hatur.
He prefers to keep quiet, just like your friend here.
Are you looking for the owner of the house? Because we don't know where she is.
Hand the key of the house to Mr. Khatur.
Why?
Just do as I say. Give.
I see hatred and malice in his eyes, even though I've never met this man before.
The key.
I'm sorry.
I heard.
Are we free to go now, Martin?
No, you both have to follow me.
Yes, I'd like to know as well. Why do we have to follow you?
Orders from above.
How can we trust you to be what you say you are?
What's with the face?
Where are you taking us?
Down to the police station where everything will be explained to you.
What prevents you from discussing the matter right here and now?
I'm not in the position to do that. There's a hierarchy I have to respect.
Who is the woman that you seek?
The woman's name is,
Victoria.
What for? Why do you need her?
Sir, everything will be explained to you in the station. Now, if you don't mind, please follow me.
Whatever harrowed you through last night, it'll be nothing compared to what will happen if you do not obey.
Benedict, what do you say?
We have no choice.
All right, we'll do as you say.
Come.
Un commissariat, ça. Quel enfer.
I guess one could get lost by looking at this mirror for too long. It's so dark that I can't see my own reflection. Anyone on the other side? I have a train to catch. Why am I being held here like some kind of sinner? Can someone tell me what this is about? I think I heard someone. I did nothing wrong, and you have no authority over me. Let me go.
Place all your belongings inside the box. Push it back into the wall once you're done. Don't try to deceive us. We'll know.
Je vais mettre mes possessions.
I'm not giving my Bible to anyone, even at the cost of being tortured and executed.
I trust you for now, but at the end of the process, you'll be searched thoroughly. Decisions have consequences in this town, little priest. Now, please step into the light so we can begin. You seem to obey orders, unlike your brother in the other room. Admirable.
He's just a brother-in-law.
So, Benedict. What a strange surname. Donani?
Dochnani.
Whom do you serve, Benedict Dochnani?
I serve only God.
We all do. But you serve him in a different way, don't you, little priest?
I'm a monk among the ranks of the Pauline Order.
Ah, monkhood. A way of life in solitude and silence with God. Many believers say it's the only way to be near our Maker. What can you tell me about that brother of yours, Nikolai Kali-A-Kin?
He is a deacon.
That's not what he said to us. Are you trying to lie to me? How could he serve God if he's married to your sister?
He abandoned the path to priesthood to marry her. Deacons are allowed to serve in both houses.
After such a horrible past, God had to make it up to him.
What do you mean?
His orphanage days. The mass grave they found at the orphanage.
What?
You must have heard about the witch nun from Minsk.
Vaguely. I was very young back then.
Your brother was there. He saw all those decaying child corpses in the backyard. It's horrible just thinking about it.
I know nothing about him and his past.
I think you're just trying to protect him. It's useless. We'll find out everything we want to eventually.
It's the truth. I barely spoke a word to the man before coming here.
Quite an interesting family.
What time is it, officer?
Time is not relevant in this moment of your life.
I'm under the jurisdiction of the Vatican. You have to let me go.
The church can do nothing for you here. You, like everyone else in this town, answer to me and our patron saint only. Now tell me, what brings the three of you to our little town? It's a long journey from Budapest.
C'est un prêtre qui travaille pour le Vatican, bordel.
We were invited to attend the exhibition at the castle.
And who invited you?
Nobody invited me. It was my sister who was invited and who made me come along.
You're lying to me. No strangers allowed to get into the castle. Invitations don't exist. Tell me the real reason.
I was dragged here by my sister. What does it matter after all? We never made it there.
Continue obscuring the truth, and you'll end up dragged into Akhrizat for eternity. Nikolai is a liar. He's already doomed. But you, I feel you're different. You're not like him. We know your sister was seen by multiple witnesses. Tell me everything I need to.
Are you sure that was Victoria at the castle? How was that possible? You said strangers are not welcome.
Je vais mettre sur la scène, ouais. Je cache tous les dialogues sinon.
Has anyone seen me or Nikolai there? I have to confess that something happened in the house we spent the night in. I don't know what exactly, but it was Victoria. She did this to me. Officer, can you hear me?
Il a parlé à un démon en vrai.
Complete nothingness. First sign of electricity in this. Let me out! Finally, am I free to leave now?
You both have to come with me. Again.
Why?
Oh, where?
Beyond the wall of crosses. At last, the grandiose Church of Mary. After so many centuries, still here, still holding up against...
What are we doing here?
I'm not at liberty to talk about anything. Now walk. The chief is expecting you.
Do you have any idea why we are here?
No, but I know what this place is. I overheard two officers talking at the station.
I heard the detective say this is the Church of Mary.
The officers referred to it as the Heart of Darkness. Said they've never been here until today.
Judging by the architecture, I'd say the church was built in medieval times. I was told Victoria was seen at the castle last night.
They told me the same, and I don't know what to think. Let's not talk about it here.
Ever heard of the witch nun from Minsk?
I see. So they told you about my orphanage days.
Victoria knows you were an orphan?
Please, I don't want to talk about it.
Did they ask you anything about the house?
No, but I suspect they will. The warden is here, inside the churchyard.
I can't believe this is happening to me. Never mind. All entrapped within heavy iron cages. All entrapped. Someone's in the driver's seat. He looks tense, wildly moving his hands and head as if threatened.
Noren.
Ah, you made it past the wall of crosses. Through tall trees, unmarked paths, and unnatural, dreadful silence. Into the heart of darkness where you invited us to meet.
We invited you?
You have, with your deeds.
I don't understand. What is this place? Why are we here?
This church was built with one purpose only, to repel evil from the Carcassa forest. It failed miserably, and was absorbed by darkness instead.
Chief, we'd appreciate it if you could tell us what's going on.
Donc le mob est bugué là.
Are unnecessary. Light always reveals. Lights on, officer. Now, take a good look.
Someone's in the driver's seat. He looks tense, wildly moving his hands and head as if threatened. God.
Et il est pendu sur le toit de l'église, bordel.
What? Tell us, why are we here?
C'est une ville de fous, Panos.
Ranko Merzel, the beloved mayor of Sveti Kotar, hanging up there all alone with a dreaded yellow mask. Underneath the mask, he has nothing left. His face ripped off, his eyes gouged out and eaten. His skull cut open, and parts of his brain eaten. All whilst alive, tortured cruelly by the moon ghouls, or those that want to become one. In the very end, his chest and abdomen were torn and his heart ripped out, to be devoured.
His body is still up there. How could you possibly know all these things?
We don't have to pull him down to know what happened. We've seen this too many times in our lives.
Who are the moon ghouls?
Saborans is their name. Servants of the moon demons. Some people believe they're not humans, but rather evil entities that take human form. We don't know who they are. They're hiding in the shadows, impossible to find.
This is a horrific crime scene. We shouldn't be here.
Is this the way you welcome strangers in your town?
We know the mayor was murdered by Nermin, a man who decided to worship the moon deities. The past teaches us we are unable to see the true soul of other people, no matter how close they are to us.
So you interrogate strangers and tell them of the existence of malicious beings, and in the end you show them their prey?
Nermin didn't feast on the mayor's corpse alone. There was someone else who joined the ritual.
The name Nermin doesn't mean anything to us.
We're here for the first time in our lives, Chief. What do you want from us?
Lies. All lies. Where's Victoria? Or should I call her Petra instead?
What do you mean?
We know she used the name Petra when introducing herself around town.
Our mother's name.
We just don't know where she's hiding, and we need you to tell us.
We don't know. When we woke, she wasn't in the house.
It was our plan to go looking for her, but then your men intercepted us. We don't know where she is.
Why do you think she's hiding?
Do not try to make a fool of me. She was seen pushing a man from the castle roof last night, and when we found his severed head, he wore a yellow mask. We know she helped Nermin. Her scratch pad was found up in the belfry amongst pieces of human flesh. If you want us to search for her, fine. Once we find her, she'll face the same fate as Nermin. They'll beg us to end their lives.
Why would she help Nermin, a complete stranger to her?
The Saborans cult needed a witch among them. Morbidity and the occult fascinate her. She's your sister. You should know that.
This is insane. My wife would never do harm to anyone, let alone join a cannibal cult.
Who was the man she allegedly pushed from the roof?
We're still trying to fish his body parts from the chasm below the castle. Whoever he was,
La sœur du prêtre du
just one
Vatican.
piece of the puzzle.
Une sorcière, bordel.
How can you be so sure of her guilt? What proof
Encore
do you
une
have?
belle famille.
We found her belongings in the belfry, and her coat in the woods, not so far from here.
Coat? How do you know it's hers?
A coat, badly damaged, with blood stains. Her wallet and personal ID were inside, but we also found something else next to it. An eviscerated fetus.
My sister was pregnant?
She still is. Don't you understand what they're trying to do here?
Victoria sacrificed her unborn child to the moon demons.
No. This is not possible. She would never.
We know she's hiding somewhere, and we know you're lying, which makes you her and Nermin's accomplices. She even tried to make us believe she killed herself after the murders.
An accomplice? I fell asleep the moment we entered that house. I am a man of God. How dare you put such sin on my soul?
I've seen many people say or think they're godly men. That means nothing. Faith is more than mere words.
Why do you think she tried to fake her own death?
There was a suicide note in her coat. Many have taken their own lives in this forest. She thought she could trick us with a message of repentance. Pathetic. You clearly don't have any intention to help us, but we might have means to change your mind.
Chief, do you really think we would be lying? Is my wife really capable of committing such atrocities?
Look around. Can you smell death? Can you sense wickedness? Of course I believe that. This is a cursed land. And I don't know who you are, and I don't trust you. None of you. Take them away. Make them talk.
Gentlemen, you know how this works. Follow me.
Quel enfer.
Why have we stopped, Detective?
Someone needs to help you out. I'm letting you go.
All of a sudden you want to help us? Why?
Your sister came here to join a madman? She chose this town to fulfill her occult desires? And you're helping her to hide. That's insane. Maybe she got kidnapped by Nermin and... I don't know. You must find her as quickly as possible.
Chief Noren will be furious with you.
I never lied to him. Or at least it's what he thinks. He won't question my decision to let you leave. But you have to give me your word you won't leave town. We have your passports, but one can always find a way out if he wants to.
We promise.
I wouldn't question a word from two priests.
I promise.
Start your search with the warden.
Par le docteur Arthur.
Dr. Hatur?
I was with him last night before the incident at the castle. He was already looking for Victoria.
Before the incident? Are you sure?
My head injury sometimes makes me have memory lapses, but you don't have to question my intelligence.
I'm sorry, but I knew it. The moment I saw that man, I knew there was something creepy about him.
I don't know how, but he might be somehow connected with her disappearance.
Could he be found at a mental hospital?
Oh no. You can't possibly get to the Marov Asylum. It's off limits for non-staff or non-inmates. The doctor resides at the only lodge in this town, the Goldine Lodge. That's where you should go first.
Where's this lodge located?
From here, go down towards the lake. Once you reach the shore, go left. You can't...
Why did he stay at the house while we were being interrogated?
He wanted to make sure Victoria wasn't there, but to tell you the truth, I think he had other reasons. I'm not sure.
What time is it?
I don't know, but it's getting late and you should act. Immediately.
The train is about to leave soon. Could you give me my belongings back?
That I cannot do. I'm sorry.
We have to go now.
A few words of advice before we part ways. There is a reason why this town looks desolate, even in broad daylight. Don't get yourself fooled by the lights you see here. This soil is cursed, and the air tainted with wickedness. I know you can sense it. It's the opposite of what you're used to. Be wary while wandering around. Under no circumstances you should go into the forest or onto the mountain. They are forbidden. Stick to the town. The moon ghouls are impossible.
Ça a l'air d'être une ville de l'enfer quand même.
Except for when it's too late for oneself. God bless you all. I hope you find salvation in spite of the horror all around you.
We have to split, Benedict. I'm going to the lodge. You should go back to the house, in case Victoria comes back.
I don't know my sister anymore. She became a person I've dreaded my whole life. She's a devil worshipper, a murderer, a person acting against God. Who is she? How could she change so much? Did she drag me here to sacrifice me? Like she did with her unborn child?
Hey, she did not do that. Our child is not dead. The chief is lying. Before this journey, when was the last time you saw her?
A couple of years ago, I guess.
I see and talk to her every waking hour since we married. People don't change that much. She's a good person.
They don't change. They just strip them.
People don't change that much.
If they are lying, how do you explain her scratch pad in the belfry?
I don't know.
We don't know.
And what about her coat? Or the fact that she used my mother's name to introduce her?
We should ask if this is true. The only person she spoke to after arriving here is the lady from the souvenir shop over there.
Don't forget, she was seen pushing a man from the castle's roof by multiple witnesses.
Maybe she was assaulted. We don't know who that man is, and what really happened last night. If we don't succeed in finding her soon, going to the castle is something we should consider. And this is partly on us. If we weren't so weak, we wouldn't have been drowned into a nightmare cycle of dreams. Just look around you. It's already night, for God's sake.
I've noticed. It means we slept for more than half a day.
Even when dead tired, one can never sleep that much. It's unnatural. The house definitely did this. Because we were weak.
It's my fault? It was her idea to make me come here, and she picked that damned house. How do you explain the balcony horror?
You're right. I'm sorry. I don't know how to explain many things. I'm just trying to find a meaning in all this madness. We should move, brother. She might already be back at the house. Or in danger at the hands of that warden.
No. I'm leaving.
You what?
I'm leaving. Going back to Budapest.
You won't make it past the border. You don't have your passport.
I'll be fine. Given the circumstances, Father Imre will understand why I didn't talk to the priest of Sveti Kotar.
But he will judge you if you leave your sister here.
I don't care about Victoria and what she got into. God will be her judge.
God will condemn you for leaving your sister to die here. Open your eyes! She's the only real family you have.
My family died the day my father left us. I'm with God alone now.
If you leave, you will pursue your own selfish desires, not his will and words. She was accused wrongly. You need to stay here and help me find her in the name of faith.
You think she might be back at the house?
Could be. It's the only place where she knows we might be. Are you going to help me?
I'm going to the house, and if she's there, I'm leaving at once.
You both wait on me, but stay out of the house and hide somewhere outside. The warden or the police might come back. I'm going to the lodge. Be careful.
Ok. Oh putain. Il y a de l'exploration là. En carte.
Souvenirnica Lavenjak. Ah, the drawing makes perfect sense. Lav in Croatian should mean lion. Tiny chairs of torture and bells. I must say they are faithfully recreated to the smallest detail. Statues and death masks of Ivan Kotar, and some small-sized replicas of the torture wheel. They look so awkward and unnatural, as if made by someone who never saw them living. A strange, tiny-sized tree with red leaves. Growing out of a head vase makes it even stranger, if not morbid. It evokes a repulsive feeling, and I guess that is its purpose, but I'm not... Weird executioner masks. They genuinely look old. Madam?
Do I look like a madam to you?
Well...
You're going to make me blush, sir. Welcome to my little hut. My name's Ida. Ida Lavnjak.
I already know your name.
How? Do I know you?
Not really, but you know my sister. I was with her last night.
Oh, yes, I remember now. The shy and anxious older brother, Benedict. Or should I say, monk Benedict.
She said that?
No, sir. It's just the way you looked. Why didn't you come closer when we called you?
Her eyes focused somewhere behind me, with a weary and terrified gaze.
It's all right. You don't have to answer. Where's Victoria?
I don't know. I was hoping you could help me. Have you seen her today?
No, I don't think so.
Last night, did she come back after we left the square?
There were a lot of people here long after that, and I was preparing to close, so I really couldn't say. What's going on?
She disappeared.
Oh no, not her, not again. I hope she's not another victim of the moon.
She was seen pushing a man from the castle's roof last night.
I heard about that accident this morning. She did that. She really pushed that man.
Eyewitnesses saw her.
Liars. Who are these people?
Does it really matter?
You believe their story? You really think she did it?
You've heard about the mayor.
Heard what?
They found his body in the forest.
What? Who told you that?
The police forced me to see it. The body was hanged from the belfry of the Church of Mary. Mutilated, disemboweled, and half-eaten by the crows.
Those animals. I'm sorry you had to see that. Poor mayor. I'll light up a candle for him today.
What can you tell me about Nermin?
Never seen him, but have heard and retold many stories about him. What do you want to know?
It's a small town. How come you've never seen him?
Because he's one of those who lives under the moonlight, while the rest of us do our best to keep away from it.
A moon ghoul?
The worst of them all. I feel lost now. Why are you asking me all these questions? And you didn't answer me. You think your sister pushed that man? You really think she's capable of doing it? I know her very little, but I know those accusations are absurd.
She is capable, and I believe she did it. Listen carefully. Her husband Nikolai and I are now suspects. The police think we are hiding her somewhere, which makes us look like accomplices of Nermin. She did something to keep us stuck in the house. We woke up having no memory of what happened last night. At the same time, she was seen by multiple witnesses pushing a man from the roof. In the vicinity of Merzel's body, they found her coat and other belongings. She was there. She did it. She helped Nermin.
I don't know what to say except that Victoria is a good person. She looks so gentle and vulnerable, like a butterfly. I refuse to believe these things, but I could be wrong. I'm sorry, Benedict. How can I help?
I don't know. Maybe you can't. Maybe only God can do something. Not even God. She's lost forever. What book are you reading?
The Divine Comedy. I needed something to cheer me up.
So where's Dante now?
Who?
Dante,
Cette
the
référence.
hero of the book? In what part
La
of the
divine
book are you
comédie
now?
de Dante.
Oh yes, how silly of me. He's in a dark forest and there are beasts he cannot evade. I think they symbolize something else.
Sins. The beasts represent the self-indulgent, the violent, and the malicious.
Oh, that's interesting. You know, the book intrigued me because the descriptions of where he is in the beginning reminded me of this valley. Does that make sense to you? I told this to my father and he scolded me right away.
You are quite right, madam.
Now all we need is our Virgil to rescue us.
Where should I look for Victoria? She won't come out in the open. It would be too risky.
Well, if I were you, I'd start my search in the forest.
In Carcassa?
Udav Mountain could be a good place to start too, but I've never been there, so I can't give guidance.
Carcassa and Udav are forbidden places, aren't they?
I don't believe what they say about them. The forest is a beautiful place. The tall trees, Peppel, the river spring and the silence. Listen. Search the forest. Make sure not to get caught while entering, and keep your eyes open once inside. You'll be fine.
Who decided to forbid these places?
Ironically, the same man that was found dead in the heart of the forest, Mayor Ranko Merce.
You think his death had something to do with the decision?
No, I don't know. The proof of fate is a decree that he put in place soon after taking control of the town. It's a decree that compels people to stay away from the places on the list, and to report suspicious activities and misbehavior.
Such as?
Blasphemous and heretical talk, to name a few. But the decree's main objective is to find and execute those against or unfaithful to God.
She sounds like she doesn't approve of this.
I guess it's a good thing. I don't know.
You don't adhere to the law.
Not in this case, at least not entirely. You know. And please don't say this to anyone, or you'll have me tortured and killed, all right?
Go on. I promise.
Carcassa has been like my second home in the last few years. I can't get enough of its silence. I know what you are going to say. It's dangerous, dark, and forbidden. But listen to me. Sometimes it gets dangerous, true. And the mayor's death proves it. But isn't that normal? It's life. It's people.
It's life. Everything here feels rotten and reeks of death.
Don't say that. And don't talk to others this way. If we stop dreaming and lose hope, what do we have left? Look, I don't know if you should go into the forest. I don't want to get you in trouble or killed. I have no idea where you should look, really. I'm sorry. Oh, wait, I have something here. It might not tell you where to go, but at least give you some orientation. A map of the town and its surroundings. How does that sound?
Sure, thank you.
Glad I could do something. Just be careful.
How come you weren't dressed as a priest last night?
That question.
Excuse me?
Oh, sorry, nothing against you. But it's the same annoying question that keeps coming back at me. Like, I see October 28th on the calendar, and I know what's coming to bite me.
So what's the reason?
I tell everyone I can't wear it because I have to work. But the truth is, I don't believe it would make a difference if I did. In general, the ritual doesn't make a difference.
Why does everyone else wear it?
Because the inhabitants believe we are all disciples of Ivan Kotar, and so we have to dress like them on the day. Not just in the evening when the effigy is set on fire, but all the time, from dawn to dusk.
But what is the reasoning behind it? The dress is just a terrifying shadow of what a priest's robe should look like.
There's a belief that wearing it scares off demons, witches, and other evil spirits. I guess the darker it looks, the scarier it is. I don't know.
The effigy turned into ash last night. What does it represent?
A demon slave of the moon god. The effigy ritual marks the end of the day of Ivan Kotar. People gather on the square, they pray and chant as one voice. Which sounds beautiful. It's the best part. No, it's the only part of the day I love.
I thought the exact opposite. It was a disturbing scene, and I felt true, primal fear.
Then the mayor comes out and everyone stops, and when the last words leave his mouth, the effigy is finally set on fire.
Has anyone been hurt over the years? The fire spreads very quickly, a wide and massive whirl as if ignited from the darkest of places.
No, not that I recall. I don't know. Why?
Yes, and because it could come down at any moment. It's so tall, the nearby buildings could be hit.
Nothing to worry about. God is protecting them. Or at least it's what they believe. Oh, and those who are tasked with creating the effigy are given a free pass into the forest. Can you guess why?
No.
You haven't even tried to guess. Because it's made of black wood, plant roots, and undergrowth from Carcassa. Slaves of the moon god supposedly live or dwell as spirits if they are dead inside the forest, and so, you know. Some of the townsfolk even swear to hear the wailing of demons the whole night after the fire. I don't know. Sure.
Bon, je vais me faire un cappuccino. Faut que j'aille dans la forêt, je crois. Parlez à Victoria, parlez au prêtre de l'église, attendez dans la maison, enquêtez au château.
Lots of fog in these portraits. Not quite sure if it's a stylistic choice. The emerging faces are pretty ugly and creepy. An old woman with white hair, white dress, and big white teeth. She's doing her best to look happy. It's missing an eye. The man who did this and put it on display here is a brainless, primitive psychopath. It's just a mock-up of a strange tree with small red leaves and branches pointing skyward. Slips of paper have been squeezed in the fissures between the bricks. I'm curious. I'll read one. Voices now carry, shadows take form. Oh God, have mercy on me, for I fear the thing that possesses me. A wall of laments? Inside a tavern? Take my son and husband. Just make my agony go away. Forgive me. I'm here at your feet, with you in my heart. From the day I arrived, life has been a blessing and this town a dream. I thank you for that.
Oh, ce bar de l'enfer.
We are all captives of this place, imprisoned souls waiting for our Savior. Let him descend upon the valley, save us, give us the light. Darkness, shrieking, trembling, you left me in the mine, and now I have no God. My vengeance nears. My days and nights are nearly over, so let me thank you for everything you've done. I choose to live in darkness. I choose to be safe.
Go à Malte.
Yesterday, I followed a swarthy old woman into the forest. I don't know if it was an apparition. I don't know the reason why I did it. It was all blackness and silence. My heart is dark now, my soul is cursed. I can feel it. Have mercy on me, for I had such a weakness of faith. The dead are disappearing and the believers are dying. For the love of humanity, do something, Almighty.
De toute façon, c'est bientôt la fin du monde.
He who confesses obtains mercy. I was lost until I gave myself to the
Encore
Lord.
combien de temps là avec
Now
le
I'm
réchauffement
redeemed by the
climatique?
perfect blood of my child.
20 ans. 10 ans, 20 ans.
I had a vision of Ivan Kotar. He led me into the kingdom of Ahrisat. What does it mean? My god, am I doomed? Bind their power, prevent their progress, banish them. My shepherd, free us all. That's it. I've read them all. This wall is just more proof how backwards and horrible a place Sveti Kotar is. It's a nightmare.
La fin du monde, ce sera avec ou sans? Ouais, bah oui, j'avoue qu'on sait pas en vrai.
Voices now carry, shadows take form. Oh God, have
Le
mercy.
bar de l'angoisse là où ils font des offrandes aux démons là, avec leur bout de papier. H.
I'm not a thief.
Un astéroïde qui s'écrase et qui déglingue tout. Ensemble de portraits, tête de cochon, arbre.
It's just a mock-up of a strange tree with small red leaves and branches pointing skyward. It's missing an eye. The man who did this and put it on display here is a brainless, primitive psychopath.
Et on a le scénario du livre d'Eli aussi. Hein.
White dress and big white teeth. She's doing her best to look happy.
La couche d'ozone percée, le soleil crame tout. Merguez parti. Ensemble de portraits.
Lots of fog in these portraits. Not quite sure if it's a stylistic choice. The emerging faces are pretty ugly and creepy. Excuse me.
What do you want?
Remember me?
Should I?
From last night? My sister and brother-in-law were with me.
I'm not a visual man. I don't remember faces. They dissolve into fog pretty fast.
Fais-toi un bunker dans ton jardin, bordel. On va vivre sous terre comme des ratasses.
So you don't remember my sister Victoria? The
Des
two of you
rameurs.
talked last night.
Victoria, you say? I remember her glasses and name.
Did you see her today?
No. You've lost her?
She lost herself, and we cannot find her.
Keep looking and seek help from God. Or ask someone who thinks to be one.
And who would be that fool?
Fool. Funny you say that, because that's how I call him too. My cousin Norin.
My cousin Norin.
This is your cousin?
Dominic Norin, the feared and respected law of the valley of Sveti Kotar.
I've had a chance to talk with him already. He doesn't seem to know where Victoria is.
That means nothing. He's either lying or you're a fool as much as he is. Was there anyone else when he talked to you?
Yes.
He likes that.
He likes to be on the stage, in front of a crowd.
If I decide to talk to him, where should I go?
You'll find him in his office at the police station. It's where he eats, sleeps, and fulfills his needs. Talk to him alone. He's more vulnerable without a crowd. Walk into the police station. His office is the door on the left. Just knock and tell him Davor Gorski has sent you.
All right.
He won't care, so you'll have to give him a good reason to let you in. Luckily, that reason is in front of your eyes.
You? I don't understand.
A gift. The cleaver. Right in front of you.
A cleaver will make him change his mind? Is this a joke?
No joke. It'll wait for you here for whenever, if ever, you decide to talk to the fool.
Sveti Kotar is a small town. Where do
Je crois que
strangers
personne
go
va
when they
m'aider dans la
visit?
ville, hein.
Any particular place I should know of?
Ah, glad you're asking. I got many recommendations. You should definitely venture into the Carcassa forest. Its trees are magical this time of year. Then don't miss out on the greatest view of the valley. Climb to the top of the Udav mountain and enjoy the breathtaking sight. Lastly, take a diving course at the Lake Hali. I mean, forget about people. Don't ask anyone. Just dive. Just do it yourself and enjoy the rich underwater life. Your soul will be grateful. Grateful beyond imagination if you dip your toes into the spring of the Henna River.
I feel like you're mocking me.
I am.
De rire démoniaque.
What was that huge, horrible thing that was set on fire last night?
Tradition. This town has a history of blaming everyone except God.
God is never to be blamed. He has his own ways of...
Blah, blah, blah. I heard it 1,000 times before. People around here blame strangers, good spirits, demons, witches, and even the Vatican. Everyone else except the one they idolize.
The Vatican?
Crazy thing for a Catholic town, isn't it?
But why? And why do you say they should blame God?
Look around you. Talk to people. Stay long enough and you'll understand.
Des goules lunaires. Des putains de vampires, bordel. Êtes-vous un taxidermiste? C'est vrai qu'il y a une hache là, une tête de cochon sur le mur.
Tell me about the moon ghouls.
They will eat your soul and feast over your flesh.
You know who they are?
A cannibal tribe that follow the moon demons. The moon is the key.
In what way?
I already said too much. Seek more knowledge elsewhere.
Are you a taxidermist?
A what?
Do you prepare dead animals for fun?
I enjoy slaughtering them. I love my job.
So you are a butcher?
I prefer slaughterman. Why?
Un abatteur,
What's this
bordel.
all about?
I was asking myself about that poor pig and its head displayed like a trophy.
You have a problem with that?
It's missing an eye, and...
And?
I believe it's a mortal sin to torture defenseless animals.
You know why? Because you are one of them. Like a sheep who follows words and moral codes, you feel endangered, vulnerable, and mortal.
It's actually the other way. I feel...
You don't feel bad or sorry or sad for that pig. You're terrified because you see your own head on that wall.
It's pointless to argue with this man. I have better things to do.
Nothing to say. Good.
Quel enfer.
What's the story of the bricked-up window you have here?
Human rats kept breaking in and stealing from me. The alley's pretty dark at night, so it was perfect for them. I couldn't find out who they were.
Je te paye un verre, Panos,
Poison the food.
chez lui.
It worked. It was all right for a while. But then the break-ins started again, and I said no more. Walls always work. They divide the sane from the mentally ill, and the rich from the poor. We need walls.
Thank you for the background story, sir, but I meant what's the story behind the slips of paper in the wall?
Le boucher de l'enfer.
Of course you meant that. What else would you be interested in after all? I keep them because they amuse me.
How so?
I laugh at how weak and pathetic my fellow townsfolk are. They bring me lots of joy, especially the ones talking to God.
C'est vrai que ça fait penser à la Roumanie en vrai là.
A problem with faith?
Do I look like a sheep to you?
This is a madman. No, you do not.
Right answer, priest. Right answer.
I'm not a priest.
I'm not a fool.
C'est un frère chauve, bordel. Oui, il a une veine juste là. Une veine éclatée.
Excuse me.
Une cicatrice. Prêt?
Am I really going to take it?
Oh, il a rien vu, bordel.
Good. Very good, priest. Now go. Walk bravely into the temple of law. You're bringing a gift.
I don't know what I'm doing.
De la prudence, bordel.
Excuse me.
What do you want?
Excuse me.
On se part d'ici.
I should wait here for now. Hello? Graveyard silence. In the back room, I can see some sheet-covered furniture and a big candle on the floor. Nothing else. The Catechism says, after an angel decides to sin, he falls from heaven and becomes a demon.
Pourquoi l'arbre est attaché avec des cordes.
Four letters divided by a cross. V, K, J, and P. Who keeps a dead tree? I wasn't sure I heard a voice, but I did. Victoria is here. It's dark, and my eyes could be deceiving me, but that doesn't seem to be...
Who goes there? I'm Lucia, the owner of this house.
C'est un pic. C'est une péninsule. Lucija.
I apologize, miss. I'm Benedict. Victoria is my sister.
Who's Victoria?
Rough day. Sorry. I meant Petra. Petra is my sister.
I didn't know she had a brother and that he was coming with her to Sveti Kotar.
Nobody knew. It was a last-minute decision.
So where is she now?
We're trying to find her.
We? Who is we? Are there more people I don't know about?
Her husband, Nikolai, came as well.
I was told she was to come alone on Friday, October 28th. Rented the house for the 3 nights. Said she wants to give herself a gift for the soul. A strange woman, I tell you that. Something happened?
Nothing in particular. We woke up and she was gone.
She's probably sightseeing. One can easily get lost in the beauty of the place, lose track of time.
What happened here?
I didn't want to yell at you, but since you're asking, you tell me. I almost fainted of sorrow after opening the door. Look at my bust, reduced to pieces. Somebody has to pay for the damage. Animals.
Animals.
You'll have to ask the warden to pay for that. We left the house untouched.
The warden? What warden? Dr. Hatur?
Yes, Dr. Hatur.
But I did nothing wrong. Why would he come to my house? Was he looking for me?
I don't know. He didn't tell us the reason and we couldn't argue. A detective was with him.
Maybe they saw my art as blasphemous and heretical. Maybe they'll take me into the asylum. That's why he destroyed the bust and the stoop. He was sending a message. I'm doomed.
He won't take further action.
What do you mean? He was here for me.
Why would he cause this damage without taking you in? It doesn't make sense.
You think?
This looks like he was just giving a warning. Maybe because of something else you did.
I don't know what I did, but I can live with a warning. I'll try to be more careful from now on. Thank you, my friend.
Quel enfer.
Weren't you supposed to welcome us last night?
I told your sister
Personne parle, bordel.
And that I'll pass by later, after the castle.
You were at the castle?
Sure.
Did you see me there?
I was there only for a brief time. Couldn't stand all those people. But how could I see you when everyone has to wear... Wait a minute. Did you go inside without a mask?
No, of course not. Was she here after you came by?
I didn't make it. This right here is me visiting after the castle.
Ça balance pas dans cette ville. Hein.
No wonder you two are relatives. Why are you asking all these questions?
Là, tu risques rien là. Personne parle.
Because she stayed in the house and fell asleep, and when I came back I couldn't find her. I don't know her whereabouts since last night.
You know, if you don't trust her, you should just talk to her. But if you already did, then my only advice is to talk to Madame Vera, my neighbor. She may be old, but she never misses a thing, always lurking from that window of hers.
Ah, une commère Panos. Peut-être elle va parler, elle.
I already tried, but she either wasn't in the house or just ignored me.
Because she doesn't like strangers. What would you do? You must introduce yourself to her. Say exactly who you are and why you're looking to talk to her. Tell the truth. I heard that she had some sort of visions of the life of Ivan Kotar, the patron saint of the town. It's what allowed her to sneak into other people's houses as a babysitter.
I'll try to talk to her.
And do not go knocking on the door. She hates that.
Have you had any strange dreams in this house?
Whenever I don't have guests, I sleep here, and guests are as rare as the sun in this town. My dreams are always great. Why?
It's just that both Nikolai and I had a rough night's sleep with harrowing dreams.
That must have been the demon of tiredness, not the house. You had a long drive yesterday.
We opened the balcony door and found a strange mass.
So it was you who broke the glass on the door?
No, I just opened it, I promise.
Maybe those bloody crows did it. Wouldn't be the first time. It started recently. They come to the balcony, raking in mud, small twigs and other crow filth. I tried to scare them off, but nothing is working. And they are very aggressive. I can't light a candle anymore. Whenever I do, they swarm outside and start scratching at the windows and door. The balcony is where they gather and ultimately die. It's like they're
Putain, on va se faire bouffer par des
I can't
corbacs.
explain it. If they don't back off soon, I'll have to start taking action. I don't want my guests to feel threatened.
Do you mind if I look around the house a bit?
Not at all. You are allowed to stay here for 2 more nights. Unless you want to pay to stay longer, of course.
That is something you should discuss with my sister. I don't need it. The blasphemous basin is destroyed. I approve of the act.
C'est une cuvette remplie de sang, bordel.
Hideous. It's full of dead crows. Dozens and dozens of them.
Elle les a cramés. Elle a enlevé le tableau du mur.
This woman eerily reminds me of Victoria back when I could rely on her, instead of having to fear her. It must have been the warden who did this. What use is there in throwing books on the floor? For some reason, someone decided to wrap the carpet and put it here. This bookshelf was full of books before. A lot of them are missing now. A giant bowl made out of clay, filled with what seems to be some type of oil. Everything is as we left it, but the crow's head is missing, and there's broken glass on the floor now. We left it on the table, with its front side facing the wall. Now it's up again, looking at me with those mean eyes. It's a giant tree with dozens of corpses hanging from its branches, and skulls that feed its roots.
I couldn't have missed the tallest building out here. This must be the lodge where Hatur resides.
En carte.
Goldine.
Goldine.
No food in there. Just some tiny crumbs.
My name is Luca, at your service.
The guest rooms are upstairs, right?
Sir, only the guests who are chosen are allowed to see the rooms.
How can I be chosen?
Sir?
You said I have to be chosen to go upstairs.
Right. I don't know how you can be chosen.
But who's choosing? And why?
Mr. Wild, he's not here at the moment, and I don't know when he will return. Apologies, sir.
I'm looking for Dr. Hatur. I have an appointment with him.
No, you don't.
Excuse me? How would you know that?
The warden takes no visitors here, only in the asylum. And I trust you are well aware you don't want to be a patient of his.
Can you tell me where the doctor's room is?
I don't know what it is.
What do you mean? You are the receptionist here.
I never saw Mr. Godin's room. I only heard about it from Mr. Wild.
I have to speak to Mr. Hatur, not Mr. Goldine.
I know, but like I said, I never saw his room. Dr. Hatur resides in Godin's former room.
How is it possible that you don't know each and every room in this building? Have you just started working here?
No, sir. I'm working here for quite some time, actually. But I'm not allowed to see Godin's room, and I don't know where it's located.
How can I find Hatur then?
I don't know.
Is he even in the lodge?
Yes, he is. Look, you should probably ask Mr. Wild about everything you need or want. I'm just a receptionist here.
Where is Mr. Wild?
He's not here.
I know. I can see that.
Cette
Where
langue
can I
de bois.
find him?
You can. He finds you.
Do you have a cat or a dog?
No, we're done.
Then why do you have a ball down there?
That belongs to the king in yellow.
Do you want to tell me who that is?
No, sir. I can't tell you who he is. Mr. Wild is the only one who can.
This king in yellow. Cat or dog, whatever it is, could be the key to find Mr. Wild. And if I can get to him, I would be allowed access to Hatur's room. Luca, if you'll excuse me.
Certainly, sir.
No food in there, just some tiny crumbs. The clock is dead at the stroke of midnight. The clock is... Not sure about its usage. It simply looks like a hole. I see an executioner talking to small-sized men and women. I think they're about to be slaughtered.
Justice expéditive.
Pula. Seems to be a painting of the place. An old coastal town with a Roman Colosseum. Several people are calling for help, drowning in the ocean. Angels look down on them from the safety of the sky, proud of themselves. A man standing at the entrance of the forest, weighing whether he should venture forth. Elderly women dancing with a tall, dark man around a bonfire. They seem to be happy.
Nicholas Handel. I wonder, what's the story behind this bricked up passage?
What? C'est quoi ça? Des bustes suspendus.
Martin Zuderfleet. Natalia Pietrzak. Timo. Renate Zimmermann. Victor the 152 Cat Compa. Patrick Paverick Meyer. Fran Merzel. Zazu.
Zazu.
Peter Stiebel. Lake Kubilius. Michael Schminder. Jensen Cook. Ivan Goldin. Branko Merzel.
Pourquoi une pièce comme ça?
I'm not allowed to go upstairs.
Non, je peux peut-être lui parler en vrai.
I saw the dark room and the figures in there.
We call it the bust room.
Who are those people?
Not people, just sculptures made in their honor.
That's what I meant. Why did you decide to honor those people?
I decided nothing, sir. The owner did, Fran Merzel.
Who are they?
Fran, the previous owner who renovated the place. His son, Ranko, who served as fresh meat for the crows earlier today. Goldin, the original owner of this building, who also designed it and built it. And several former guests who had
Une
lost
société
themselves in the
secrète,
maze
bordel.
inside.
Lost? They died in the maze?
A few of them are still alive, but lost mentally, for eternity.
How's that possible?
The maze is a dangerous place, sir, as old as this very building. No one alive or mentally stable knows what's really at its core. It was devised by Mr. Goldin for reasons known only to Mr. Wilde.
He's been inside the maze. Mr. Wilde?
He was. In fact, only those who haven't been chosen were lost. If Mr. Wilde chooses you, you're safe to go. Otherwise, you enter into a doom.
Comment je peux enfoncer le mur là?
Why would anyone want to go inside the maze?
There are stories going around. The townies, especially the elder ones, say that Mr. Godin hid a treasure at its center. Some people come to Sweaty Kotar only for the maze, and then they go inside without being chosen. Fools.
Someone could just force his way through the wall of shrubs, or take them down entirely.
The maze cannot be touched. It's forbidden to do so, and the shrubbery is deadly poisonous.
Who is Mr. Goldin?
the architect employed by the church in medieval times. He came to town with the Inquisition, designed and oversaw the construction of the castle, church, and court. He liked the place so much, he decided to stay and build this lodge for himself. Lived with his cats until he vanished one day. Vanished forever.
Il a vécu avec ses chats.
What happened to him?
Disappeared. That's all I know.
Il a
Mr.
disparu.
Varshavy knows more,
Il s'est fait
but he
bouffer
doesn't
par
want to
les
tell anyone.
cats. Ils l'ont nettoyé.
That bricked up passage over there.
Yes?
What happened?
It was bricked up.
Why?
Oh, I'm not sure, sir. That was long before my time. I just heard stories.
Tell me more.
I can't. All I can say is there is another way to get inside the room.
Where? How do I find it?
I don't know, and if I did, I wouldn't be able to tell you. Apologies, sir.
Luca, if you'll excuse me.
Certainly, sir.
Il y a un passage quelque part. Là-bas, c'est la forêt.
Just a boat, floating alone in the fog. It's empty.
It's empty.
Hello, youngster. What's your name?
Anton.
Antoine?
What are you doing here?
Fishing.
At night?
Best time.
It's dangerous to be out here at night, especially for a child.
Why?
Didn't you hear what happened to your mayor? And what about those moon things?
You mean the moon ghouls? I saw them once here on the lake.
What do they look like? What are they?
Yellow. Their whole body is yellow, except for the faces. They don't have faces. Their faces are shadows.
You were hidden somewhere?
They saw me, but they could do nothing. Dr. Hatur was taking them away.
Where did he take them?
I don't know. The doctor told me to go away. I didn't look back. He's always good to me. Always gives me food. Says I have to gain weight.
How's your fishing going?
Badly.
Wouldn't you need a fishing rod, net, or anything that could help you with that?
I'm not trying to catch them. I'm just calling them. I want to see them.
The lake seems lifeless to me. Are you sure this is the right place to fish?
I know it is. Mother Evelina told me.
So your mother told you to come to this very pier at night to try to catch some fish. She must be an exemplary parent.
She is good to me.
She loves me. Look. She made this dress with bells just for me. Others don't have dress like this.
Others? Who are they?
My brothers.
Why would she give you a dress with bells?
I can call for help when others are mean to me. Evelina always comes.
Why do you let your brothers be mean? Fight for yourself.
I don't want to be mean towards strangers. Mother Evelina says it is impolite.
Your siblings can't be strangers to you. You live in the same house, eat the same food, maybe even sleep in the same room.
We live together, but they are still strangers. See, I think they know where their parents are. I don't.
Kid, are you all right?
No. I want to find my parents.
So, Evelina is not your mother?
She told me my mother and father are living here now. Somewhere inside Lake Harley. I'm trying to call them. I want to see them.
Do you live in an orphanage, perhaps?
I live in a big house. Above our roof is a giant tower with giant bells. And we have a big courtyard, with a big wall and tall trees that prevent demons and evil spirits to visit us when they leave their underground beds.
You know, when I was your age, I lived in a house such as yours.
Evelina was your mother too?
No, my mother's name was Olga.
Was she as good as my mother?
She always protected me from my brothers and sisters.
You also had a dress like mine? With bells?
No, but I would have loved to have one. Do you have spare bait?
Why?
I need food for a pet. He is hiding. And I
Il
need
va
to
me
lure
filer
him
de la
out.
nourriture pour l'hôtel là.
King in yellow?
How did you know?
He's beautiful. That is why.
It's beautiful.
Everyone wants to see the king in yellow.
What are you doing, kid? That must be painful.
Take it. This will definitely help you. He loves my skin. Mother Evelina says I can't feel
Il lui a
pain.
filé un morceau de peau
I
carrément.
use skin to call my mother and father too. But they don't seem to love it. Only the king in yellow
Quel
does.
enfer.
Thank you, Anton. But don't do that anymore. It could be dangerous if it gets infected. Take care.
Goodbye.
Ok, il s'est arraché un morceau de peau au calme. Putain, c'est des cannibales ou quoi?
No food in there. Just some...
Un chat, bordel. Eh oui, le propriétaire
Mr.
s'est fait
Wilde
bouffer
has
par le
chosen
chat.
you.
Where is he?
You called him, he answered. You can see him now.
This room is the same as before, except for this yellow cat that just showed up.
That is him. The king in yellow is Mr. Wilde. Mr. Wilde is the king in yellow.
Ah, c'est lui le boss.
Mr. Wild is a cat?
Mr. Wild is the name of his earthly being. The body has an essence, a soul. That soul is the king in yellow. You can think of yourself as a lucky man. He loves to eat human skin. But I think he chose you because of the circumstances.
What circumstances?
Strange is the night when dark arises. On a strange night like this with a full moon. Stranger still is the lost man who lost in Carcassa Woods. Dr. Hathor sang today's circumstances in sorrow. But the king loves this song.
So what now?
Ask the king in yellow. I'm just his servant.
I have to talk to a cat. Is this man one of Hathor's patients on the loose? I would like your permission to go upstairs. I have to talk to Hathor.
The king says you are not allowed. You may, though, go to his room.
If I don't go upstairs, where can I find his room?
There is a passage leading to it. The king will not help you find it, but neither will he obstruct you.
What are you doing? What's going on?
I'm not allowed to see it. You're
Ah ouais,
free
dans
to
le
step
mur.
inside. Though beware, it is a one-way pass. Once you get in, there is no coming back. You'll have to find another way out.
Can I go into the maze?
The king says you're allowed to go.
L'hôtel de la mort.
Nothing bad will happen to me?
You're afraid of who you are.
What does that mean?
That it is safe for you. I'm only the messenger. The king says you may go. Do not seek further instruction. Just go and don't look back. Not everyone has this opportunity.
Excuse me.
You're free to step in once you get...
Excuse me.
Que je peux plus parler au chat là.
Lucas said it's not possible to come back. Am I really ready to go in? I'm going in. What is this place? It's like I entered into a hellish nightmare. And there's no going back now.
Quel enfer. C'est du sang sur les murs ou quoi?
Anton Fero Istarski. How is this possible? I remember this painting from the orphanage. My father, he used to tell me I'm nothing but a sin, and called me God's degenerate.
Sympa son père.
My mother, the only person who
Il
stood
l'appelait
up for
juste le dégénéré. Au calme.
my brothers and sisters from the orphanage. Horrible souls deserve a horrible fate. I must be losing my mind. Mother, is that really you? Kelly Sue Drayton. Why am I seeing you?
It is time. I'm always with you.
The painting from the orphanage. How did it end up in this place?
You cute.
Lies. In the real painting, I was standing by your side, and there were no other children.
Your existence is changing. You have no family anymore, son. Follow me. I'll help you find your woman and child.
Mother?
Pas qu'il parle à un esprit là. Hein. Qu'est-ce qu'il fait là lui?
I was waiting for you.
Demonic slave. Where is she? Where's my... No! Ah!
Je crois qu'il s'est fait démoniser là. Il s'est fait démoniser. J'ai bien fait de prendre la hache en vrai.
It's locked.
It's locked.
I should wait here for now.
J'ai oublié un truc dans la maison, obligé.
The fireplace. It's full of dead crows.
I know. I put them there.
Why?
To get rid of the bodies. Why else? But I am all out of matches. So for now, they just have to lay in the cold. You don't mind, do you?
No, not at all. It's your house.
But you're my guest. It's my duty to make your stay comfortable.
This woman and her house are beyond salvation. Never mind.
Je crois qu'il est choqué le prêtre là. Il est dans la maison de l'enfer. Attendre dans la maison. Ok.
This woman eerily back when I could...
Je trouve des allumettes peut-être. J'ai une hache, qu'est-ce que je peux bien faire avec ça?
I should come... For some reason, someone decided to wrap the carpet and put it here. If I didn't come here, thoughts like this wouldn't... We left it on the table with its front... A giant bowl made out of clay, filled with what seems to be some type of oil. It's a giant tree with dozens of corpses hanging from it.
Ou alors c'est dans l'autre l'autre maison là.
Never mind.
Ou je peux ouvrir avec la hache peut-être.
It's locked. It's not going to work. Who keeps a dead tree? 4 letters divided by a... The Catechism says, after an angel... Madame Vera? Madame Vera? My name is Benedek. I spent the night at your neighbor's. Could I ask you some questions? The woman that came with me is my sister. We can't find her today.
Elle répond pas.
Did you see if she left the house sometime after we arrived last night? Have you seen her today, perhaps? Who are you? My name is Benedek, and... Vera is old, not deaf.
Quel enfer.
Who are you? Benedek, I'm a monk from Budapest. What do you want from me, monk? I'm trying to find my sister. Have you seen her? No, but I heard last night. After we arrived? Much later, in the night, with a man. What man? Nikolai? No, the one who came here earlier today stayed in the house. The warden? Dr. Hathor? Him, the man with the demonic voice. What did Hathor and my sister do? Went into the forest together, talked there for a while, then silence. Where in the forest? At the crossroad. Go straight into the forest. It's where the path leading from the town ends? Just go inside there. Once you find it, you will know. Did you hear what they talked about? No, sounded like whispering, praying, chanting. Can you describe Hathor? What is it? My eyes were taken from me. God has his ways. I'm sorry. God has nothing on this. I deserve punishment. I deserve solitude. You still questioning my words. I am sure I didn't see him, but it is the same man that stayed in the house. The demonic voice. I'm having a hard time reading your chalkboard. Why can't you talk? Piece of chalkboard. School damaged object. A present from someone special to me.
I asked if you could talk, madam. Tongue was torn out. I am eyeless and wordless. Terrible fate. I can't imagine the pain. Who made you blind and mute? No need to tell me. I just... The body of my sister. Your sister did this to you? A corpse now. She had to do it. It is my fault. Your sister, family. What could you have done to deserve such a cruel punishment? I provoked. I need to suffer for my faith. It is all I have left. Don't ask again. I heard about your visions. I still have them. Visions of Ivan Kotar? His birth, life, the horrors of Udar, death in church. Can you tell me a bit more? Visions are mine. Don't want to talk about.
Don't walk about.
Excuse me. You are damaged. Missing soul you have. Excuse me? Cursed, like me, but a good man. Help me find the love of my life. He disappeared. Madam, I can't. As soon as I find my sister, I'm leaving and not coming back. Search for her at the same time. Look for him. I don't know this place. I don't know anyone here. Everyone knew my love. On a full moon night, he disappeared. You have to understand, it will take a miracle for me to find anyone in this valley. But tell me, what is his name? Yakov Prenger. Town's former... A priest was your lover? He was to renounce his service, not faith. Dear God, I'll see what I can do. I have to go now. Excuse me.
Excuse me. Ok. Épisode Terminares. Peut-être je relance.